Hello there, and welcome to part 4 of What If Yuji had the anti-gravity system. In this alternative universe, Yuji possesses the power to negate the effects of gravity and reshape the events of the story. So without any further ado, let's get started. With Mahito escaping and Yuji swearing to kill him after the death of Junpei and countless innocent others, Gojo decides to include Yuji in the Goodwill event. This event brings Yuji back to his team, Megumi and Nobara, who have been training intensively to grow stronger and ensure that they don't lose anyone else. During this time, Yuji also meets the second year students Maki, Panda, and Inumaki. When the Goodwill event begins, Yuji finds himself targeted by both the Kyoto campus students and the higher ups, who distrust him due to being Sukuna's vessel. Once the event kicks off, the Kyoto students attack Yuji as planned, but thanks to his mastery over anti-gravity and cursed energy, which is refined under Gojo's tutelage, Yuji is able to hold them off with ease. Amongst the Kyoto students, Todo Aoi takes an immediate interest in Yuji, stopping the fight to ask an absurd question: "What kind of woman do you like?" Yuji responds with tall girls with big butts, causing Todo to tear up with joy. Declaring Yuji his new brother, Todo forces his team to stand down so that he can have a one-on-one fight with Yuji. As the event processes, it is interrupted by the arrival of Hanami, one of the disaster curses. With the faculty blocked from entering the grounds, the students are forced to fight the special grade curse on their own. Hanami effectively and effortlessly overpowers the combined forces of both Tokyo and Kyoto students, leaving no one able to stand against it until Yuji steps in. During his earlier fight with Todo, Yuji had gained a better understanding of cursed energy. With his refined control, Yuji now stands ready to face Hanami. Todo joins him but adds a condition that he will only assist Yuji if only Yuji can successfully perform a Black Flash. So Yuji tries, initially fails due to his conflicting emotions, but Todo slaps him, demanding that he regain his focus, and Yuji regains his composure. Yuji reduces his gravity to increasing his speed, enhancing it further with cursed energy reinforcement. He closes the gap between himself and Hanami, but the curse is already prepared. Hanami creates a wall of roots to block Yuji's attack, but undeterred, Yuji cancels gravity of the surrounding area, causing debris and Hanami itself to float into the air. Hanami counters this by hurling a wooden ball with sharp branches at Yuji, who sends both of them flying. However, Yuji uses anti-gravity on himself, which also sends him flying, and skillfully adjusts the effect of anti-gravity to control the situation, causing Hanami to float aimlessly. With extreme focus, Yuji lands a devastating punch imbued with cursed energy, successfully triggering his first Black Flash. The Black Flash greatly increases Yuji's understanding of cursed energy, making him stronger and more precise. Using anti-gravity once again, Yuji sends Hanami soaring to the air and follows it with a second Black Flash. He spins midair, landing on top of Hanami and delivering a crushing kick to its chest, scoring a third Black Flash. Finally, Yuji cancels his gravity, letting himself fall directly above Hanami, where he lands his fourth and final flashback with a kick to the back of its head, slamming it to the ground and creating a massive crater. Hanami, though badly injured, struggles to its feet. Todo steps in, swapping places with Yuji using Boogie Woogie and striking Hanami with a powerful attack that it forces it to collapse to one knee. As Todo moves to finish the job, he notices something intriguing. Grinning, he claps his hands once again, swapping places with Yuji, who now holds a small, compressed spear of cursed energy roughly the size of a tennis ball. Yuji throws the spear at Hanami, and for a moment, nothing really happens, as the spear is absorbed into Hanami's body. Then, as Hanami begins to scream as its body is pulled inward, collapsing in on itself, the ball rapidly expands, creating an implosion that destabilizes Hanami's form and pulls its limb inward until the curse is exorcised, leaving nothing but dust. Surprised, Todo asks Yuji what he did, and Yuji explains. After landing 4 black flashes, his understanding of cursed energy deepened significantly. This allowed him to develop a new application of his anti-gravity technique. By completely erasing or deleting gravity in a chosen area, he can create an imbalance in the universe's natural forces. The surrounding environment quickly compensates for the erased gravity, creating a vacuum like effect that pulls everything inward. When concentrated into a ball, this erased gravity becomes a pseudo black hole. Hanami's body, unable to withstand this sudden collapse, was destroyed from the inside out. Gojo, having broken through the barrier by blocking the facility and arrives just in time to hear Yuji's explanation. He knows the similarities between Yuji's technique and his own blue, which creates a negative space by erasing mass. Impressed, Gojo remarks that Yuji's potential is extraordinary and his ability remind him more and more of himself. Meanwhile, Sukuna, observing from Yuji, laughs. The King of Curses is both amused and intrigued by Yuji's creativity. Sukuna's interest in Yuji's grows, especially as he considers how Yuji might develop in conjunction with Megumi's potential. Yuji is the most interesting being Sukuna has ever seen, and now he wants to fight Yuji to see how far Yuji will grow, especially with his idea on how to use Megumi. With Yuji defeating a special grade curse single-handedly, he is recommended for promotion to grade 1 sorcerer by Todo, Nanami and Principal Yaga. Meme also supports the recommendation, however, the higher-ups, wary of Yuji's connection to Sukuna, reject the proposal. Ultimately, a compromise is reached under Gojo's strong arming, where Yuji is promoted to semi-grade 1. And that's where I'll leave this episode. With Yuji now ranked as a semi-grade 1 sorcerer and a new technique that makes him similar to Gojo, how will this change the story? Could Yuji become the next Gojo 2.0? And how will Sukuna's interest in him affect the future? You guys have to stay and find out. So until then, cha-cha.